With everything going on right now, the world seems so uncertain, the future seems so uncertain, and I've been thinking about it a lot recently because it's hard to navigate sometimes. When the future seems to be going a certain direction, when everything seems bleak and unprecedented, like with AI, with the wars going on right now, just everything seems so scary, I guess. And it's really easy to let this stuff take you over. Like, it can completely ruin your mood, ruin your day, and just make you feel so depressed. Like, everything is just going to get worse and worse forever. It's easy to just think, like, what's the point when everything is just so uncertain? And this mindset isn't uncommon, right? Especially in my generation, it's such a common thing to just be so pessimistic, and I'm guilty of it myself, and as most people are, and it's for good reason, right? A lot of this stuff is really important, and it does affect us, and it does seem like things are going in a negative direction when you look on social media and you look on the news and you just speak to people, and it just seems like this mindset is getting more and more common. But it's important to realize that a lot of this stuff is completely out of our control. In fact, pretty much everything, all the global stuff going on is out of our control, right? Unless you're like a world leader or something, and at that point, why are you watching this video? But anyways, at first thought, that might make it seem even worse, the fact that it's all out of our control, but really, that's freeing. Spending all day ruminating and thinking about the future and letting it ruin your day, you gotta understand that that isn't the actual thing ruining your day. That's you choosing to let it ruin your day. At the end of the day, we have the choice. We can acknowledge that bad things are happening and still choose to have a good day. We can still pursue things that are important to us regardless of how uncertain the future is. Giving it power over your life does exactly that. Gives it power. It might be easier said than done, but we do have the choice. I mean it. And that's not to say that we should ignore this stuff. I mean, you shouldn't watch the news. If you watch the news and stuff, like, that's just going to ruin your day no matter what. We shouldn't ignore it. It's important to know this stuff. It's important to know what's going on in the world. So we should acknowledge the uncertainty, but continue anyways. Not let it stop us from doing anything we would have done anyway. It's like AI, right? If you wanted a job, right, let's say it's your dream to be a journalist, right? And then you go on social media, you go on the internet, and you look, you'll see that a lot of people are like, don't bother, don't get into it now. It's a dying industry. It's going to be overtaken by AI. Soon every single article is going to be written by AI, and there's going to be no journalists left, right? If you see that as an aspiring journalist, what are you going to think? Not only are you going to be demotivated, but you're probably going to give up on that dream altogether. And do you think if you make that decision based on the uncertainty, do you think you're going to be happier or less happy when you go into a different profession, knowing deep down that you really wanted to be a journalist? Probably less happy, right? And we can't say what the future holds. We don't know at the end of the day, so why let something that's unguaranteed affect you in the present today? It's like, yeah, a lot of stuff like AI is unprecedented for right now, and it's just emerging now, and it's completely unprecedented. We've got no idea how it's going to go, what's going to happen, and we've never dealt with it before. But uncertainty itself is nothing new at all. The world has always been uncertain. There's always been new stuff. Think of our grandparents, for example, right? They lived through 1, maybe 2 world wars, right? Imagine that. That was probably so crazy. They probably thought that that was the end of the world. They probably thought that the war would never end. It doesn't get more uncertain than that. But it did end. And that's what I'm trying to say. There's always been uncertainty. It's nothing new to us, despite the situations themselves being new. Every single time, we've come out of it. And the people who come out of it the strongest are the ones who don't let it get to them too much. It's the ones who stick to their values and keep going through life doing what they need to do and doing what they want to do in spite of the external situations around them, no matter how scary or bad they may be. And again, that's not to undermine the situations themselves. I'm just saying that there's always been a way out. We're so persistent, and uncertainty is kind of our bread and butter. It's kind of what we do. We've dealt with it forever, and for the rest of human history, we will continue dealing with it. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.